Well, I really don't know what to make of you people. Well, who? What people? Well, religious people. People that believe in the magical superhero in the sky with the superpowers. The big creator guy. I don't get it. Some of you freaks even went to college, regular colleges, learned how to think critically, and only believe empirical evidence through the logical steps of science. Step by step, hypothesis, theory, blah, blah. And yet, you still want to hold fast to this mythological superhero. What makes you think why do you need this? Why do you need a superhero in your life? I don't get it. You know how the world works, scientifically. You know how everything actually works, don't you? And by the way, why aren't you Catholics outraged and enraged, at your priests, your bishops, the ones that, let the priests go where they want. Just go to another parish. We'll go ahead. Don't worry about it. Why aren't you just pissed off to the max? Why aren't you kicking them all out? Why aren't you finding out who they are and getting rid of them? You know that's not right. That's not right in an atheist world. We don't do that to our kids, especially at the same time saying we sit at the right hand of the Lord Jesus Christ. What is wrong with you people? Not only that, I'll bet you circumcise your kids too. I bet you mutilate your kids' penises, don't you? I bet you torture your children, don't you? Why do you do that? I'm still just living at the fact that, see, I went to Catholic schools the first 4 or 5 years, not even the whole 5th grade, but at first. I got kicked out for asking the question. And the question was the idea that Jesus, who was supposed to be the Son of a God, would come upon a wedding that had no wine, only water, that he would turn this water into wine for those people. I do not believe that Jesus Christ, who is the Son of God, would give drugs to anybody. You can talk any way you want about it. You can excuse it any way you like, as far as, well, wine was different back then. Or, well, they didn't have any water to drink because it's the desert, so they used wine to keep it. So you can come up with any excuse you want, but it's still, the fact remains that this so-called Messiah of yours, is supposed to be the Son of a God, that created and knows what's going on and everything. Just stop, You're only making fools of yourself the more you try to press it on others. We're not going to let our kids be fooled by you any longer. You Catholics are really, really strange people now, You know what your religion has done throughout history. You know what it's done. None of the popes have ever apologized. Your Pope Benedict Ratzinger? Yeah, he's a Ratzinger, all right. He was a Nazi youth. And makes no bones about it, apparently. You know why? So that he would get sent to a concentration camp and be a martyr. So he doesn't believe in a God. If you really believe that there was a superhero out there that's going to save him, this shit wouldn't even bother him. Wouldn't bother you or anybody else. You guys are you're living these tremendous lies that were made up so long ago that they have a life of their own, basically, now. They're almost a truth in that manner. That's sickening. That's called schizophrenia. Because your voices, you follow the voices, you expect others to hear the voices that they don't hear, and you call it being spiritual. Or having your prayer answered. Pitiful. Your last pope, he had to make up 3 miracles to make him a fucking saint. Take people out of your minds. So stupid. And you give them billions. You give them billions and billions of dollars, you Catholics. And what do you get in return? You get a guy that wears $1 million robes, $1 million rings and necklaces, and crucifixes, and that morbid thing with the fucking tortured dude bleeding with thorns on him that no child would be allowed to see if it was on television. Real pieces of work, you Catholics. And you're not even up in arms over these. I just don't understand why you're not really just up in arms over these priests. Go find out. They're all doing it. When you tell a man that he can't have sex for the rest of his life, you think he's really going to follow that? I mean, you think it's a sin to masturbate, for crying out loud. It's the dumbest thing I ever heard. And yet, you'll mutilate your child's penis. You people are not just ignorant, you're actually stupid. That's my answer. Signing off. Go bust a priest and a bishop, okay? Leave everybody else alone. Leave the gays alone. If they want to get married, it's their business. All you have to do is answer one question. If a couple of guys go right now and get married, or a civil union, tell me, what effect is that going to have on your life? Or your kid's life? Or your cats or your dogs? Or your... What? What effect is that going to have? None. You can't answer it, and if you can't answer it, then your whole point is moot. You make no sense. You're just running in a stream, dude. Talking about how wonderful your new pope is. Listen, he was a Nazi. I'm done. I'm Gerald. Portland, Oregon. I'm signing out. We'll see ya.